Hello, 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 and welcome to Dolphin's Dive, the weekly strategically minded Handelabra stream hosted by Dolphin. Handelabra believes in civil rights for everyone and in being as inclusive as possible, so any comments or activity actively working against those goals are not welcome and will not be tolerated. You can follow us at Handelabra Games on Twitch and Handelabra on Twitter, Facebook, and YouTube. You can follow me personally at LewDolphin21 on Twitter, and on Twitch and YouTube it's LewDolphin, no digits. Sentinels of the Multiverse, Bottom of the Ninth, Aeon's End, One Deck Dungeon are all available on Steam, iOS, and Android devices, and Spirit Island is available in early access on Steam, and you can find more information on the games at Handelabra.com. Woohoo! Oh, by the way, my webcam is, not cropped correctly. Forgot to double check that. Let's just move this all the way up. Nope, that's too far. Too far! Went too far! Actually, no, that should just go down. Let's just go all the way down. Yeah, that's where it should go. All right, good. Good and good. Hello, team. Hello, DF. Hello, Seamus. So, it's actually been a long time since I played Aeon's End, if you forget about Handelabra Live on Tuesday. This is actually me controlling it, as opposed to John, which is fine, because John's a good person and all, of course. But, yeah. What are we gonna do here? We don't have the early promos, or not promos, but previews of the nemesis and whatnot. But hey, let's take a step back and just take a look at my statistics. I am a perpetual. I see you don't warrant a hello. I didn't see your message, Evil Dice Monkey. I'm sorry. Hi, Evil Dice Monkey. Welcome to Dolphin's Dive. I always just go here and I ask what should I fight based on these statistics, and it looks like Crooked Mask has the worst record at 1-3. And Crooked Mask was not one of the ones I fought with John on Tuesday, so we might as well just go fight Crooked Mask. Let's see, 4-4-3-3-4-6-4-3-3. Jian, Kadir, Jay, and Xaxos. Well, we did Jay and Kadir on Tuesday. I think we did Jian as well. Yeah, because John played Jian, or John, or Jean. You get a welcome to Dolphin's Dive back to you. All right, so let's play Xaxos, because I didn't play him on Tuesday. We played Brahma. I've not played Xaxos in a while, and that is 1-3. So is Lash, by the way. Let's see. So Xaxos allies collectively gain 4 charges, reveal the turn order deck, and return the revealed cards in any order. That was really powerful, and combos really well with this card, this spell, of course. Even just using this by itself gives you more information as to what's coming up. Xaxos prevent any damage that the players or Gravehold would suffer during that turn. That works really well with the Crooked Mask, because there's going to be corruptions. Lash, shuffle any player's turn order card into the turn order deck. That player suffers 1 damage. You may not choose the wild card turn order card. And your special gem, reveal the top card of the turn order deck. You may place that card in the bottom or the top. If you reveal the player turn order card, gain an additional 1. Hello, Jev. And then this one was gain 1 ether. Any ally may suffer 1 damage and destroy a card in hand. Well, I feel like Lash will synergize well with Xaxos. We're going to have lots of information on the turn order deck. We're going to have very little information on what our hands and decks will have, or rather what our deck is. Deck and discard. Those two get weird together. Sure they do. Sure they do. Let's see. I guess I just had this unbalanced. I haven't really chosen any of these. I've just been with balanced, I guess. Let's go with anything goes and just hit random and go. We're not even gonna look at it too closely. We're just gonna accept this. That's our game. Unleash twice, any player suffers 2 charges or Gravehold suffers 4 damage. All right, well, let's take a step back. Except I can't really. I can't look at cards. Okay, well, I guess I can't. Can I still do this? I can still do this. I thought I could look at this person, but I can't apparently. Okay, so Crooked Mask. Unleash, any player gains a corruption and places it on top of their deck. That player shuffles their discard pile into their deck. When a corruption is destroyed, it's placed on the bottom of the corruption deck. When a player would gain a corruption, the corruption deck is empty. Gravehold suffers 2 damage instead. At the start of each player's turn, before that player's casting phase, that player resolves all corruptions in their hand. At the end of each player's main phase, that player resolves all corruptions they drew during their turn. Corruptions may not be played at any other time. When a player gains a corruption, that player may not look at the corruption unless it is placed into their hand. We have all of these corruptions here. Gain a relic from any relic supply pile and place it on top of your deck. Suffer damage equal to half its cost rounded up. Discard 2 non-corruption cards. Suffer 2 damage. Shuffle any player's turn order card into the turn order deck. Destroy this. Suffer 1 damage. Gain 1 charge. Destroy this. Suffer 2 damage. Place a gem from the least expensive gem supply pile into your hand. Destroy this. Gravehold suffers 2 damage. Look at the top card of your deck. You may destroy it. Destroy this. Suffer 1 damage. Deal 2 damage. Gravehold suffers 3 damage, gains 2 life. Gain a spell from any supply pile. Gain 3 corruptions and place them on top of your deck. Hi, Shonen. Yes, I am Jay. Gravehold suffers 2 damage, focus a breach, suffer 1 damage, return any card that costs 0 ether in your discard pile to your hand. Suffer 1 damage, you may destroy a non-corruption card in hand. Lots of interesting things happening here. A balance between deal damage, or suffer damage, or Gravehold suffers damage, and extra effects. So if we unleash twice, we gain 2 corruptions, and we shuffle our discard into our deck, which means, well, doesn't really mean that much right now, but the problem is that there will be some damage that will happen here. Gravehold could also suffer some damage. I have played Aeon's End before, to be clear. I'm just reminding myself, and by extension you, as to how these mechanics work. I was reading all of these out loud. I probably shouldn't have just read every single one, but I just wanted to remind myself as to all of these quirks here. So do we want to gain 2? Well, this also gives us 2 charges, though, which is nice because we can get Xaxos powered up. I mean, stopping the mask from going as many times as possible is certainly ideal. Let's go ahead and unleash twice. And let's give both of these guys a corruption just so it's even Steven. And who wants the charges? I'm more inclined for Xaxos to gain charges because his ability also gives Lash 4 charges. So that's nice. So what do we have here in our supply? A Jade, a Searing Ruby that helps with getting spells, a Clouded Sapphire that helps with getting charges, an Unstable Prism that can play a gem twice, which could be used to destroy these crystals, Focusing Orb that focuses a breach, which is nice. And also can provide some HP recovery for Gravehold, which is nice. Phoenix Flame. Essence Theft, which can give HP recovery. That's nice. Deal damage based on open breaches. And returning gems to hand. Alright. Nice stuff happening there. We'll play the gems for sure. Prep the spell, that's for sure. So what do we want to have going on here? Who does what? Well, Xaxos, when he charges, basically gives Lash 4 out of 5 charges, so Lash doesn't need to focus on getting himself charged up. Lash would probably want the Clouded Sapphire to help with Xaxos. Xaxos probably want to focus a little more on Ether in order to keep getting charges. If he goes for Unstable Prism, we can't get... I mean, he can't do anything else if he gets that. If he goes for the Jade, he could slowly replace his crystals with Jades, and then his hands become more economically stable, ironically. With my current setup, I can take a lot more damage than Gravehold. It's an interesting point, wondering if Gravehold should tank damage for the players, which is part of why you're eagerly waiting for Zana to enter the game. I do not have any information as to what happens or what the expansions provide. I only played the base game via the digital game. But yeah, there's certainly some room for awesome things later. But yes, certainly like the balance between player HP and Gravehold HP, which, yeah, we can get HP recovery a little more easily than Gravehold. Well, actually, no, Gravehold also has HP recovery, but this one's more permanent. This one's less permanent. And Corruptions can heal us, but not Gravehold. There's a chance of that happening. We do not know what we have. We also do not have any information as to what's in the deck now. So we have no idea what's happening next, but I think getting double Jade for Xaxos makes sense. Oh, and your Corruption is on the very bottom, fun fact. All right, play the gems. We have Xaxos next. I'm always inclined to put this on the bottom. I'm leaving dice. I'm always inclined to put this on the bottom just so that we never have a double Nemesis turn followed by double Nemesis turn. 4 consecutive Nemesis turns is terrible. I'm just gonna put this on the bottom. Now we know Xaxos is the bottom. And that gave us an extra ether. Prep the spark. So with Lash, I can't afford the Clouded Sapphire. Stream sponsored by Coca-Cola. I mean, we would need better spending power in order to be able to get the Clouded Sapphire. And we do have to think about spells. No, it's Pepsi. Yes, this is totally and absolutely Pepsi. I mean, I could give you a Jade and an Unstable Prism. Let's do that. Persistent Unleash. All right, well, we know we have 2 more ally turns, so that's good. Oh, we have the Corruption here. That's what was going on. The Corruption was Gravehold suffers 2 damage. Look at the top card of your deck. You may destroy it. And the top card of my deck is a Crystal. I'll go ahead and destroy that. Damage you. Play the gems. And I have 2 spells, so in order to be able to play both, I needed to focus this breach. And then here... this will shuffle it because there's no more turn order deck. And it's Lash. All right, we're dealing 3 damage. Oh yeah. All right, gems, prep, and you already have double Jade. So I think I want to give you the Unstable Prism. And you drew a Corruption, and that Corruption was suffer damage and return a cost that costs 0 ether in your discard pile to your hand. Well, you have no discard pile now. Uh-oh. All right, we can take out the minion. There, no more unleashing. Play a gem in hand twice and destroy it. So let's play that first to play 2 crystals. Play the gems that reveals Lash. Let's put that on the bottom so that I know that we're ending on a Lash turn. Your funniest Aeon's End moment was when he used the Fever of War Corruption to take out the Crooked Mask. I'm guessing that's the one that deals damage. Yes, suffer 1 damage, deal 2 damage. Yeah, that's kind of amusing. All right, 7 ether. Wow, look at this. We can afford this spell already. That is a very powerful spell, and it allows for gems to return to hand, which will give you better spending power. I can't fathom why I wouldn't want this spell. Other than getting, like, a Clouded Sapphire. But if I have 7 ether, I might as well take the Arcane Nexus. So what is the current order? I'm going to draw Crystal, 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 Spark, and then Spark. So Spark, Arcane Nexus, Unstable Prism. Actually, grabbing the Nexus now is really nice because of how early it is. Yeah, right? Yeah, so I'll have enough ether to open this breach or focus another breach, so that's good. And then... yeah, so if I want the Unstable Prism to destroy a crystal, I need to put a crystal there next. And then I'll have a Quartz Shard. Yeah, I think that's better. Maybe, maybe not. I don't know. Yeah, I got dealt damage, and then I didn't have anything on my discard. All right, 6 ether. Well, I cannot afford an Arcane Nexus. I could get a Clouded Sapphire, except your thing is good. I could just charge this up now, and we know we're ending on a Lash turn, so this means that I could then, on Lash's last turn, set this up to reveal what the entire thing is, although we do know that Xaxos is getting another turn. And his next turn is going to be Crystal, Crystal, Unstable Prism, Crystal, Flare. So if he plays the gem twice and destroys it, and it's a crystal, he would still have 4 ether. Health recovery is always nice. Focusing, charging. Jades. I mean, I'm kind of pushing for Xaxos to be loaded with Jades, I guess. But he only has 1 Unstable Prism, so he's destroying 1 crystal per round. Well, no, let's do a Jade. And you'll have 4 ether on your next turn. Let's do Jade and charge. Let's just give all the Jades to Xaxos, and then he can be really ether potent. To discard, spend 6 ether. The players collectively gain 2 corruptions and place them on top of their desks. Decks. Decks. Charges or corruptions on top of their desks. Okay, and then so any flare focuses a breach. Wow, I cannot say words anymore. I'm kind of inclined to do this once again on both players, although we did kind of stack a particular deck up, right? And it's not even shuffling, right? It's, or is it? Okay, yeah. So shuffling a discard pile is only part of the unleash, so we're not losing information on our deck order. So like Lash's subsequent turn was going to be Unstable Prism to destroy a crystal and play the Quartz Shard. If he gains a corruption, then the Quartz Shard goes. If he gains 2 corruptions, then the crystal goes. Xaxos has 3 crystals and would draw a Spark and a Jade. And that's on his subsequent turn. Xaxos could probably gain 2 corruptions and be fine. And for breach focusing, I'm inclined to try to work on... Actually, oh, you only have 3 ether. I was going to say we could get this open, but we can't. Let's focus this breach on Lash. No, actually, no. That doesn't make sense. I can't rewind. Okay. Hi, Migrant P. For those of you wondering what the J joke is, it's an inside joke with Shonen, where when we say that we're going to watch J, that's code for I'm leaving. So when Shonen later says, all right, I need to go watch J now, that means he's leaving. It's funnier if you were there. All right, play gem twice to destroy that crystal. Play the remaining gems. Rep spell, 4 ether, charge. And we're not going to do this yet. We're going to do it on Lash's turn. We can activate that during Lash's main phase. So end turn. And I think that's fine to put the relic next. There's also the Handelabra inside joke of everyone starting with the letter J, including Drista and Javid. All right. So we should gain this information first and foremost. And actually, it's not even gaining information, but yes. We can order this however we want. And especially if we're going to eventually have this. And that's a gem, so that would trigger immediately. So we want Lash to be on top of either Lash or Xaxos. We also know that Lash has, or that Xaxos has suffer 2 damage, place a gem from the least expensive gem supply pile into your hand, destroy this, suffer 1 damage, gain 1 charge, destroy this, which... Blue Dolphin. I'm a Dolphin now. Welcome to Dolphin's Jive. Alright, so how do we want to do this? We also have Lash over here, who's almost fully charged up. Pirate Javi and Jover. Another jet down. Not Welcome to the chainsaw stream. I mean, being able to combo this with Xaxos is ridiculous, right? So we want to be able to have this charged and used so that the next time Xaxos uses this, this takes 4 charges. Ooh. Can I play my gems while I'm still looking at this? That's cute. So what am I gonna do then? So what are our next draws then? Well, right, so this is Lash's next draw. So Lash needs to be on top of a player, and if we're... Actually, we don't have to put it on the bottom if we know the order. We still have this thing. We have to spend 6 ether to destroy that. Which you're not going to be able to afford. Or no, you have Arcane Nexus. And you'll prep that, and then you can return a gem to hand. Which is not that. We get double Quartz Shard, which actually is basically a double Jade. So it's not really that too exciting. I mean, it could be super exciting if we revealed the turn order twice. But okay, so that gives me 4 ether. Double play the crystal, that gives me 6 ether. Okay, so we can destroy that power. So Lash on top of a player. And I might actually want Crooked Mask to go next so that I know what to do next. So I could reveal a player to move to the bottom. But Lash can safely go next for sure. And we need to reveal another player. We can have you go. Oh god. How did this happen? 8J. Okay, you're gonna have a good big money turn there. We can have Xaxos on top that moves to the bottom. Actually, activate during any player's main phase. Right. We still have to decide how we're gonna use this one. Ah, geez, analysis paralysis with Loot Dolphin. I think it's basically who do I want to go last, because then I can activate Lash's thing and give that player an extra turn. And then on that second turn, we can activate Xaxos' thing. And then we'll know the next turn. So who wants that extra turn? Probably Xaxos, so we could charge more, although Lash is going to be a bit more spell potent, right? Especially with Arcane Nexus. But that will be used up on his second turn anyway. But giving Lash more turns can make him more devastating, right? So let's reveal Lash. That will then go to the bottom. Let's put Nemesis there so we'll know what to do next. Although I guess Xaxos isn't going to be too good at knowing at being able to deal with it, but then Xaxos, and then Nemesis. And then that Nemesis will be followed by Lash, and then Lash will activate Xaxos' thing. Or no, he'll activate his own thing in order to shuffle himself back in. Or I guess it doesn't matter who, it could be anyone, but then we'll activate Xaxos' thing afterwards on the subsequent turn. Yeah, okay. Gems. And I have to get this spark in, so I gotta either open or focus, and I'm gonna focus because that's something I want. All right, thank you for waiting 15 years for this. All right. So then deal damage, and then double play Crystal, play Court Shard, place on bottom. Actually, no. Okay, good. That didn't undo or didn't block the rewind, because I gotta put Lash on top in order to be able to get the second ether. Okay, so this, and then this, and then play the Crystal twice, and then reveal Lash, put on top, prep. Yeah, I'm going to be spending all my ether on this, so I'm just going to put it there. Return Court Shard to hand, play Court Shard, place that on the bottom. I got an extra ether. I can destroy that power card. All right, good. Oh, but I have the spark here that I can't use. Oh, well. That was cute. So yeah, I'm going to have to be careful with this unstable prism, but I could always just play it to gain 2 ether, so it's not bad. When this minion suffers damage, the player dealt that damage gains a corruption and places it on top of their deck. Ew. Alright. I don't think the order here matters. Oh yeah, we can do extra damage off of this. Okay, that's good. So I'm gonna do the damage there. You gain a corruption. We don't know what corruption it is. Play the gems. That's 5 ether. You need to... Let's see. Because you have that corruption now, you're going to have 7 ether, but that's still enough to get this charged up. You're not going to be able to deal with this minion, so Gravehold's going to suffer 1 damage. Uh-oh. So, yeah, you're going to have 7 ether. So I can charge twice here, and then I'll have a spare ether I can't do anything with, and the next turn I could charge twice and have 3 ether left over. Or I charge once now and have 3 ether now, and then I charge 3 times next turn, I still have a spare ether. Ugh. Awkward. So what do I want to do with that 3 ether is the question. Get another unstable prism just to get my deck even more Jade centric. That might be wise. Unstable prism is actually kind of a Jade in of itself. Which is kind of amusing because I'm getting Jades and I'm also destroying crystals. I don't want to lose charges, really. So if I get the unstable prism now, I could... Let's see, we're on 12. I'll at least be able to make sure the unstable prism is next to a crystal. So let's gain that charge and then discard a crystal first. Oh my god! You're next! Gain a relic from any relic supply pile and place it on top of your deck. Suffer damage equal to half its cost rounded up. Well... either way, I take 2 damage. I already have 2 unstable prisms. I think focusing orb is a bit better because I can help Lash with that. I don't need like 3 unstable prisms. That's just ridiculous. Okay. Gems. Spark. Charge, charge, charge. Alright, so as long as we can get Lash charged up, which he should be able to, we're good. The player with the most crystals in hand discards all their crystals, suffers 3 damage, and gains a card from the supply pile that costs 4 ether or less. Alright, well... we can still barely charge you. Thank you, Jade. Okay. 4 ether or less, eh? Yeah, we want you to be able to get spells eventually. You have Arcane Nexus at least. Oh, you have... oh no, you'd be casting that probably to destroy this dude. I don't think we really need to give Lash a focusing orb. 1 is enough. So what are you have Spark, and then Unstable Prism, Quartz Shard. Oh, and this is going on top. This is, ugh. Oh no, it's not. What am I thinking? It's not. Okay, never mind. We're still there. So Unstable Prism is still good. And then the next turn would be Crystal, and then Spark and Jade. So I would gain whatever I get here. Let's just get a Searing Ruby. We also want to be able to get the Clouded Sapphire to help us out, to help Xaxos, but we're not there yet. Oh, there's also the Corruption. Oh, okay, well, too late. Or not really too late, but that's fine. All right, so charge you, use it, shuffle Lash in. And then I don't want to use this because I already know the order. End turn. Lash goes again! Yay! Gravehold suffers 2 damage, focus a breach. Okay. Focus the most expensive one, I think. Oh, right. I should have waited. Oh well. It doesn't matter because we got lucky. I did not pay attention to what I was doing. Well, that can stay on top because we're going to change it anyway. We don't have a gem to play twice, so we're just gaining 2 ether. Yeah, I should have started here. Doesn't matter. We got lucky. Right, so nothing is out right now, so it might be fine to have Corruption go next. You will have an Arcane Nexus, and then you can play Searing Ruby twice. 9 ether, you can get another Arcane Nexus. Yeah, that seems really powerful. We do need to consider HP recovery, though, because we are hurting a little bit. But you're going to have 9 ether. So if you get the Arcane Nexus, you'll have 2 ether left. You could charge that up on your next turn. You have 4 ether right now, though. So with that 4 ether, what could you do? I'm not sure. Xaxos needs to get charged up. He has an unstable prism to play the crystal twice. So he'll have 2, 4, 5. Or if he doesn't play the crystal twice, he'll have 6 and he can get some of that charged up. Yeah, there's still the Clouded Sapphire that I've been wanting to get. But it's so expensive. Well, I think Nemesis and then Lash twice could deal with the Nemesis. Then Crooked Mask can go off. And we have 2 Xaxos turns. Is Lash going to need to... Where's his thing? It's right here. He's going to discard Unstable Prism. He's going to discard Quartz Shard. And then he's going to put his discard. So yeah, his second turn he's going to have another Quartz Shard. So we want to have Crooked Mask, Lash, Xaxos to move to the bottom. Crooked Mask, Xaxos. Okay. Can I prep this there? I can. Alright, good. So whatever you gain with this, you will get on your second turn. I'm just trying to think. So you have you wouldn't be able to use the Unstable Prism. You'd gain 2 ether off that, 2 ether off that, 2 ether off that. You'd have 6. You could get that on your turn. So we don't need to get a gem. We don't need to boost you up with the gem unless we want to get a gem just to get another Arcane Nexus. But I think we want to get that Clouded Sapphire. We really want that. So anything that isn't a gem that would be helpful, I guess. Yeah, let's get the Phoenix Flame. Just so that we can have an extra damage dealer. Although I guess this can deal 4 damage at the expense of a charge, whereas this can deal 4 damage without any extra expense. I just don't want to waste a card on Focusing Orb. Okay, it's fine. Whatever. We'll accept this. It's fine. The player with the lowest life suffers 2 damage, or any player with a prep. Any player discards a prep spell that costs 3 ether or more. Ouch. And I'm not going to be able to deal with this. Even if I get a +1 on Arcane Nexus. Although if you do 1 and 1, that's 2, and then we get the +1 here, that's 5. Be down to 2, shoot. Yeah, that's still gonna deal 1. We could just discard a prep spell that costs 3 ether or more to avoid the damage. I don't want Xaxos to take 2 damage. Because this is Lash, Nemesis, well, Xaxos, but move to the bottom, and then Nemesis, Xaxos. Xaxos is definitely not going to... Well, no, he's going to prep that on a subsequent turn. But we're not going to be able to activate that at a good time. And that's not 3 ether anyway. This is your current turn. Your next turn, you're going to draw this. You could prep that, and then we could discard that, right? Okay. That's something we can discard. See, there's a reason we got the Phoenix Flame. Okay, so we can go ahead and just damage you. There's no penalty for hitting you. And then we're gonna have 9 ether. Well, 6, 2, 4, 5, 6, 7 ether plus 2 that can go on a spell. I would really like that second Arcane Nexus. I would also kind of really like to have that second Essence Theft. Or just a Essence Theft. But if I get that, I need to spend 4 ether somewhere else. 2 ether can go into charge. 4 ether could go to open. We'll play the gems. Yeah, let's go ahead and open this. Hey, Licky. Okay, I have 5 ether, so I can get the spell. Okay. There we go. Oh my gosh, it's a Lash turn. Okay. Let's reveal the top card of the turn order deck. Oh my gosh, it's Xaxos put on the bottom. Play the gems. Play the unstable prism. 6 ether. Phoenix Flame is just going to be discarded, so I might as well put the spark on top and put the Phoenix Flame over there. 6 ether. I gotta charge this. Yeah, I gotta charge this on this turn. Now I have 4 ether, so I can't get the unstable prism. Ugh. Well, Xaxos is going to be full of jades, but Lash is going to be full of searing rubies, I guess. Yeah, we'll do that. End the turn. And I want to try to discard this so it's next to a crystal. And then let's put Port Shard there. So we're going to discard the prep spell, Pain Sower. Any player suffers 2 damage, a different player focuses a breach. Ooh. Okay. Let's hit you. Okay. Do we need to do the play a gem twice thing? Let's focus Lash's breach there. All right. Then what we're gonna do here? We needed you. We need you to get charged up. Jesus. play a crystal twice, 2, 4, 5, or 2, 3, 4, you'd get 2 charges off of that. If you play this as a jade, that's 2, 3, 4, 5. That's also not good enough. You'll only get 2 charges off of that. If you play a crystal twice, we'll have 2, 3, 5, and that's 2 charges. That's not enough. So we need to play this as a jade and charge thrice. And then your next turn, you're going to need to... You can play the crystal twice and then 2 crystals, yeah. Okay, so... How can we control this? It's Jade and Spark, so then Unstable Prism and Crystal. Right, you draw 5 and then 3, 2. Jade, Unstable Prism on a Crystal, a Spark. Might as well be a Jade. Alright, then you go. Wrap that spell. Play Crystal twice. Play both the crystals. Charge, charge. And now I'm going to use Quicken Thought. I think it's to shuffle Lash in. Because Lash is more potent. And now I'm not going to use this yet. I'm going to use this on Lash's turn. We have Unstable Prism again. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're going to get Focusing Orb and Crystal, so it doesn't really matter. Okay. So now Lash. This has a +1 on it. Which is kind of a waste, I guess. We also have another spell here. We could get this breach opened. So let's do the big hit here. We're gonna need to take another Lash turn to deal with the Venomite. And I'm gonna have to figure out how to deal with the Pain Sower. So gem and open that. All right, so now we get 2 +1s. Let's do those like this. We need a Spark down there to deal with the Venomite effectively, and then we got 2 and 4 damage on the Pain Sower. And potentially 3 damage off of Xaxos here. So we can deal with the Venomite. Or sorry, with the Pain Sower. So we're gonna activate this. And now we need to control how we order this. Lash is not drawing the thing that looks at the top. Xaxos needs to reveal a player turn order card, so Xaxos needs to be on top of a player. So Xaxos and Lash probably makes the most sense. Xaxos first to do this, and then Lash, who would use all of his spells to take out the remaining survivors. So then Lash's turn, well, Xaxos is going to have 8 ether. He can get 4 of the charges that way. He probably wants the Arcane Nexus at some point. He could also purchase that, but we need to be mindful of his charges too. Lash's turn, he's going to have an Arcane Nexus that he can use to return the Searing Ruby to hand. So he's going to have 4 + 2. And an Unstable Prism that plays a crystal twice, so 6 + 2, 7 + 2. So he could purchase another Arcane Nexus. And he's getting all of these like opened up now, so he really wants spells. So it probably makes the most sense to go ahead and get the Arcane Nexus, and then spend the 2 on the charge, and then Lash is all set up for that then. Then he's going to have a Quartz Shard and a Jade and a Phoenix Flame and a Spark. So that will potentially be 4 ether and a Searing Ruby, so it would be 6 + 1, which could purchase an Arcane Nexus. Okay. So where does that put us then? Because you're not going to be able to deal with any guy. Oh, I guess. Yeah, you could deal potentially 5 damage with your stuff. You will only have a spark. But we can have Crooked Mask go off. Lash's second turn, he's going to have the Quartz Shards. So maybe just Lash, Xaxos, put underneath Crooked Mask. I think that's what we will want. Alright, so do this, reveals Lash. So this deals 3 damage. Play the gems. So you're getting 4 charges. Next turn, you'll also have 6 ether. That could be 3 charges. So we have 4 ether left over. I'm not really sure what to do with that extra 4 ether. Maybe we can get Xaxos a spell here. Just so we have something to do other than Spark. I would really like to have an Essence Theft, but we'll just get a Phoenix Flame. Charge, charge. And you'll still have 2, 4, 6. Yeah, so that will work. Those. You're not going to have... Okay, yeah, so it doesn't matter these. Okay. Then Lash goes off, see? Alright, so... damage there. We could heal. Do we need all of these things? Play a gem twice and destroy it. So that's 2... 4, 6 plus 2. If we're just getting Arcane Nexus, I guess we were thinking about getting the charge off of that, but we could get that probably next turn pretty easily. Yeah, we're not really worried about getting that charge. So we can go ahead and discard a crystal to heal Xaxos. Yay! We healed someone! Deal damage there, take out that minion. Deal 2 damage there, take out that minion. Okay. So prep that spell, play that gem, return that gem to hand, play that gem. Destroy the crystal. Get the Arcane Nexus. Alright, so we're drawing these 2, and then 3, and then we're going to draw these 5. So we're going to have Arcane Nexus, Searing Ruby, and Unstable Prism. So there's... doesn't really matter how I discard this then. Alright, well, Unleash twice. That's going to screw up things a little bit. And we're also discarding the Arcane Nexus, so we're not getting this 5 effect. But we don't have a minion out, so that's not terrible. Lots of things that can happen here. What is the most necessary to be careful with, I guess? You could... I mean, your subsequent turn, you're gonna destroy something, I think, so... probably better for Lash to get the corruptions. You shouldn't die off of it, right? Most of the ones that have a player suffers damage, it's 1 damage, right? So... shouldn't be terrible. And we're in a really good state, I think. Hopefully. Place that on the bottom so corruption goes next. Alright, so 6 plus 1. We need you to charge off of this, I think. Yeah, because we're not going to get another opportunity to do that. So it's now 5. Yeah, I think we're just focusing on spells now. So Essence Theft. And we have no idea what's here. So it doesn't really matter this order. No corruption. To discard 2 cards in hand that each cost 4 ether or more. Power to unleash twice. Gravehold suffers 3 damage. Alright. Play the crystal twice. 6 ether. You have to probably get that charged up. We could have Xaxos go twice, but I think it's that, and I think really we're just gonna have Lash keep going multiple times. So where does that put us? Crystal, so it doesn't really matter that order. All right, Lash. Also, we do have to consider getting rid of this, which is 2 turns away, so it's not immediate priority. Welcome back, Jev. I think we're doing pretty well, I think. We have full control over this deck, and we have very potent spells. Let's see. Deal additional damage. Regular damage. I think it's just do this. And that. I don't know if that order mattered for discard purposes, but whatever. Let's see. Play gems, of course. That gives me 3 + 1. Spell. I don't really feel like there's much I can do here. Should I have actually... Let's take this back. I could just get rid of this, because I'm not really able to do much with the Searing Ruby. Essence Theft, I would lose the 3 damage and the life recovery, but... we won't get the 2 corruptions, and... You're gonna have 2 corruptions in your next hand. And you do not have, or no, Unstable Prism. Yeah, you would have that, but you would rather... I guess you don't care much about the Focusing Orb. But this destroys crystals. We do not have an uptime command, unfortunately, but we're an hour in. Alright, well... Let's do this. So there's nothing out here other than this that we can get rid of. So Crooked Mask on top might be the best bet, and then we can figure out what to do after that in response to that. Although we don't have many spells out that we can do things with, but Crooked Mask... Gonna get that in 2 turns. So we want Lash's second turn to be in a proper place. You don't have your thing. You will have that prepped the next turn, so it's not really going to affect this turn too much. So I think it's Mask. Lash's second turn needs to be in front of an ally. I don't think the rest of the order really does too much. Xaxos, Lash, Mask, Lash, Xaxos. So discard. Wait, nope. Not that. This, discard. No, it doesn't matter. Oh no, Gravehold suffers 3 damage or players discard gems. Actually, that's terrible and I can't do anything about that. Although Gravehold does have a lot of damage to waste. Alright, so what are these corruptions? Gravehold suffers 3 damage, gain 2 life. Suffer 1 damage, destroy a non-corruption card in hand. Well... The one you would destroy would be a crystal, but you play that twice, so it doesn't really do anything. I mean, if we destroy it by playing it twice, it's the same effect as destroying it first and then playing Unstable Prism as a ruby. Or as a jade. Yeah, so there's nothing really to do here. You're going to have 3 jades. You're going to have to discard your 3 jades. You're going to have 2 gems. 3 gems. You have 3 gems. So we do have enough gems to discard for this. It's a question of is 3 damage. Oh, true. Yeah, the Nexus. You're right. I could play the crystal, return it to hand by the Nexus, and then play it twice. You're right. So it is actually better to not destroy a card with that. That is fair. Okay, let's go ahead and get that focused. All right, you're fully open. Play crystal twice. 4 ether. And if we're discarding most of our gems, you're not going to be able to really get this charged up. So you're just going to have to focus on this. 11 cards, so it doesn't really matter the order here. Prep, play, return, destroy. Which ultimately isn't going to do too much because I think we need to spend your charge here. Because if we're discarding all of your gems on the next turn... Although, with Arcane Nexus, we would actually really like to keep one of these. So maybe we can just have Gravehold take 3 damage once. Let's go ahead and just charge that. I don't think there's much I can really do there. Yeah. Gravehold has 22 life left. I mean, what, 18 damage? Gravehold will go down to 4. Gravehold will survive. So how many of these do we need to hold on to? Xaxos has to get charged up. If we use Lash's ability to give Xaxos a second turn, he'll have enough room. Okay, so we can just use the Lash ability to give Xaxos a second turn. So we'll discard all of these Jades. We'll discard this Jade. And I don't think we need to use that. And we can do the 3 damage there. To discard 4 cards in hand and draw 1 card. Power 2, Gravehold gains 3 life. Crooked Mask gains 13 life. Well, that's a proposition. All right, so that. Prep that. Prep that. Play that, return to hand, play that. All right, 6 ether. Planar Insight can now deal 6 damage. I think I want that. I could have not cast by Nexus, you're right. And then I could have... Yeah, I could have returned this twice and gotten 9 ether off of that. That is true. That is true. Am I going to use that 3 extra ether? I mean, I can get another Planar Insight. I think I'm okay with this. So we don't need to use this yet. I could just get more Arcane Nexuses. Nexi. I mean, if I have Planar Insights that deal additional damage, I don't know. I mean, this is also 7 damage when it's in these breaches. I'm okay with that. I like the Planar Insight. Just get 4 Arcane Nexuses and keep returning gems to hand every turn. You already have what? 3? 2? I can actually just use this now and shuffle Xaxos in. Like, it doesn't do anything if I don't do it now, right? Oh, Flare is going to be a little annoying, but whatever. Oh. Actually, you don't have any open breaches here, so you can't play either of these. Well, you can play one of the spells. So actually, let's not play Flare just yet. Let's play that. All right, next turn. And then we can deal the damage. 2, 3, 4, 6. You need the charges. Play. But you're gonna gain 2 ether. You have to gain 2 ether to do this, and then we can do this. Yay! I think I'm just gonna let this power go off. It's gonna prolong the game, but I don't want to lose 4 cards. We're kind of using all the cards. Unless we have a dead hand somewhere, but I think getting a full turn, like, it's either sacrifice a turn or give Crooked Mask 13 life. I mean, I guess you draw 1 card off of that, so maybe you'll still have a hand of 2. So, like, destroying a crystal and getting, I don't know. How many cards have we destroyed this game? 9. Cool. So, I mean, letting the mask go off is probably better. Although, actually, no, we need to... Oh, no, we're going to prep this now, so it's not actually going to matter. We want Xaxos to be in front of Lash. Or Xaxos to be in front of any player. You do not have your thing. You will get it on your second turn. So we want Lash's second turn to be in front of a player. So it's probably Mask, Xaxos, Lash, Mask, Lash, Xaxos. Okay, and now what? This is, we have 6 and 4, so it doesn't really matter too much. Discard the top 2 cards of the Nemesis deck. For each tier 3 Nemesis card discarded this way, Gravehold suffers 4 damage. That was 1. All right, so it only got dealt 4 damage. Okay. Oh my gosh, it's Lash. Although that does put me at an odd number. And my next turn is going to be... Oh, that's enough. Jades. And then again, it doesn't really matter. Our decks are thin. This is fun. Yeah, let's discard the crystal. Heal Xaxos. Do I want to keep the Arcane Nexus? You would still have 4 spells, so you would be able to play all your spells. Right now I only have 2 ether, but that could be just to charge. Your next turn, you're gonna have 4 ether. Or 6 ether. 5 plus 1 ether. Yeah, no, I don't need to save that. And we don't need to activate that yet. Any player places their discard pile on top of their deck, shuffles it, and then destroys the top 4 cards of their deck. Oh boy. Speaking of thin decks. I don't want to destroy both of my arcane Nexis. The worst thing that happens here is we lose 2 Jades and the spell and an unstable prison. That's probably better because you still have your 3 Jades here. Yeah. So we lose the unstable prism, we lose a Jade, we lose an unstable prism, we lose a crystal. Okay, so it was the second worst outcome. Because we could have... Okay, well, it's shuffled now, so you don't know. Then unleash twice. Well, we already don't know what Xaxos' thing is, so let's just have Xaxos gain all the corruptions to minimize the damage there. Because we still know this order, and that's very important and powerful. Alright, do we need to discard a card in hand? 2 damage. Ether. 2 ether, 2 ether. 2 damage to heal 1. Yeah, let's do that. Xaxos has the corruptions. Let's keep him alive. Lose a charge to deal 2 additional damage. We would have to recharge. We have 2, 4, 5. No, 6. We have 6. I can get another planar insight with that. So I'm gonna not do that part. I'll deal that damage. Prep. 2 ether. That. And I can use this now. Who do we want to have a second turn? Maybe we don't need to do this just yet because we don't know yet. Actually, no, we're not gonna know. Even during Xaxos' turn. But we know that it's currently Xaxos' turn next. If I want Xaxos to go and then decide what to do from there. It's kind of weird. We already have the information on what Lash is going to draw, but we don't have the information on what Xaxos is going to draw. So let's not do that. Let's gain the planar insights. I think we want Lash to keep going because we want him to cycle through his spells faster in order to end the game faster, right? So let's do that during Xaxos' turn. And 12, so that doesn't 100% matter the order. But let's put the unstable prism closer to the tip, I guess, or the drawing threshold or something. Isn't it better to keep the game going longer? Then you have more fun. Maybe. What's it to you? All right, we can actually focus. You can focus your breaches now, Xaxos. Let's put you there though, because there's no reason to put it there. Charge, charge, charge. And then activate this first so that you can actually gain 4 charges. Have Lash go in. And we don't want to do this now because that's going to not... It's only going to reveal that there's Lash there, which is not good. So end the turn. And 7... we don't know that. Right, 2 of those are corruptions, and then the spark. And it really doesn't matter the order, I guess. Alright, so this corruption here. Discard 2 non-corruption cards, suffer 2 damage. Shuffle any player's turn order card into the turn order deck and destroy this. Yeah. Shuffle. Okay, let's do this. I feel like we need the 2 Xaxoses on the bottom now. Yeah, we can't shuffle the turn order deck. So we gotta put Xaxoses on the bottom. Where's your gem? You're not getting it, so it doesn't really matter. Yeah, we can't shuffle the turn order deck. We just can't. So it's probably Mask so that we know what to do with Lash. Lash. So what? So Lash's next turn, he's going to have those 5 cards. So it's his second turn that he's going to have the Court Shard. So it's either Mask, Lash, Xaxos, or it's Mask, Lash, Mask, Lash, Xaxos that moves to the bottom, Mask, Xaxos. Yeah, like what I just said. So if you agree with that, that's good. So what spells are we getting? We're getting so many spells here. We should be able to deal with whatever minion comes out if we are worried about that, or we could just do a lot of damage to... Like John in his game on Tuesday was like, I'm just gonna start damaging the bad guy because, you know, I'm just going to ignore everything else and just go for broke as a damage race now. And I was like, well, that's too early for me to consider doing that. I still feel like it's too early. 39 damage is quite a bit, even though this is 5 and 7 and 3. That's 15 damage, but that's only in 1 turn. And that's about 2/5-ish? Yeah, 2/5-ish. 15 is, yeah. He's got 8 cards left in his deck. He's also getting to tier 3, or he's already in tier 3. So it's going to be harder to deal with him. But I think Mask, Lash, Xaxos to move to the bottom, Mask, Xaxos. Alright, so... Gems, Arcane Nexus, Return, Ruby. He's got 2 15 health tier 3s in there. Hey, we could deal 15 damage. All right, 7 ether. Someone's gonna say Arcane Nexus. More Nexus! There we go. I said someone's gonna say more Nexus. I mean, you'll definitely be able to afford to charge next turn anyway, so yeah, Arcane Nexus, I agree. Oh look, it's a 14 HP one. Gravehold gains 2 life. The player with the most life suffers 3 damage. That's 5. That's 7. That's 12. Yeah, so we have an excess of damage here, but you have another turn coming up, and you have 4 spells. Jesus. What's more fun? Having 6 Arcane Nexus. Well, I guess actually you could have one off of Jay. And 2 Chaos Arc. I can kill him without the Nexus. Before Mask goes. Actually, you're right. How much damage do we have here? We have 5, we have 7, and we have 3. So that was 15. Yeah, we said that was 15. But we also have 5, that's 20. 4 is 24, 25, and 29. Then the Essence Theft can kill him. No, unless you're saying this guy, I'm thinking about, or you're saying. Oh no, okay. I see what you're saying. I can kill this guy. Okay, yeah. You're also gonna have 9 damage here. If we shuffle your turn order card in. Yeah, it might make sense, right? So this is 5. I know this is 15. I'm just sanity, you know, 15 there. I mean, this is gonna be 4, 5, 8, 12 plus 2 is 14, so it's 29, and then 6 is 35. 1 is 36 plus 2. Oh, is 38. But we still have this here for Xaxos' turn. Yeah, I think we can just go for it. Like, unless we end up discarding something, but no, we shouldn't. You're gonna suffer 2 damage, but that's okay. You're suffering 3 damage off the Bedlam Sage. You're suffering 2 damage off of this. You'll have 1. As long as you don't say deal damage. But even then, you just go... Well, you'll discard your prep spells. Okay, we'll just go for it. We'll go for it. Actually, I could just heal you a little bit. And I can heal you a little bit more. Okay, so we can heal Xaxos and make him feel a little better. All right. Oh my god, it's Lash. Did I forget about that +2? I probably did. And we needed to do that, I guess. Or I guess we don't have to. Although, well, okay, what's the worst that can happen, right? We have a mask turn left, and we have 2 Xaxos turns. We could shuffle a Lash in. I guess it doesn't really matter. Yeah. Actually, I could just shuffle a Lash in right now and see if we get lucky. Feeling lucky, punk? All right, there are now 2 Lash turns in there. All right, and you don't have any charges, so you can't deal extra damage. You have 2 ether. It doesn't matter at this point. Oh my gosh, it's Lash. All right, great. We did it! We won! Yeah, we gave Lash 4 turns in 1 round. There's an achievement for that, right? Give Lash like 13 turns in 1 round or something, but we're not quite there yet. We need to worry about achievements someday, but I'm not quite there yet. All right, that was a fun game. Lash and Xaxos together, just perpetually controlling the turn order deck. 5 Lash turns in a row. Oh. Well, we could make that happen, I'm sure. All right, so we won against the Crooked Mask. We doubled our win rate there. We won with Lash. We doubled our win rate there. We won with Xaxos. We increased our win rate by 50%. 10 player turns in a row without any Nemesis turns in between. All right. Well, we probably could have arranged that in that game or something, but... for achievements like that, I would probably want to play on amateur difficulty just so that we don't have to, like, we have extra health to play with, but it doesn't matter, right? It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. All right, so that was the Aeon's End part of the Aeon's End in One Deck Dungeon stream. Let's go ahead and go to One Deck Dungeon. So I now need to go and fiddle with things. This is the first time I'm changing games with the restream tool. That seems loud. A lot of my volume settings changed recently, so I have to reset some of these. Okay, so I have to update this title. Or rather, I banged my speaker. I have to update this. Category is one deck dungeon. Update. Is that now properly reflected on stream? Yes, good. I also need to go and change the game on Steam. All right, thanks for stopping by, Jevil Joss, and hope you enjoyed the Aeon's End game. I might not be an Aeon's End expert, but I feel like I played that game effectively, and I'll pick up on more Aeon's End stuff in the future. All right, so then I have to go here. Yes, and then I have to change to this number. Update settings. Okay. So now I need to see whether that actually did change the game on Steam. Am I now displaying on the One Deck Dungeon store page and not the Aeon's End store page? Don't see it in One Deck Dungeon. Oh, I see developer broadcast, but that's on Aeon's End. Just double check that I did do this correctly. Here, and then here, and then here. 770. Yes. Does it just take a while to kick in? Or does it not happen immediately? Or does it not happen unless I restart the stream? Well, that would be awkward. I'm not gonna bother with that. But if I'm now playing on the Aeon's End store page for the rest of the stream, well, I am sorry. All right, so what are we gonna do here? Statistics. Lots more play records here. I'm way more experienced with One Deck Dungeon than I am with Aeon's End. But what is my goal here? I feel like, and I was thinking about this recently, it's been a while since I played the Dragon or the Mud Golem, and I have a really high rate for both of those because I played those a lot offline while I was early on in the game trying to figure out mechanics. And then I played some of the other ones less frequently. I kind of want to just go back to like ground zero and play one of the difficulty 1 things. What do I want to do here with heroes though, or with mages? I guess, I mean, I've been working on maxing out achievement cards or progression charts for these mages. Is there anyone that's only looking at circles right now because we filled out everything else? I play a bunch of heroes, or a bunch of mages, sorry, I keep saying, or no, these aren't mages in this game, no, they're just heroes. They are heroes, okay, they are heroes. I play it with a variety of heroes, so I don't really know who, like, I've least played with. You're almost there, but you still have squares. Yeah, everyone is not done on the square page, but Hunter is... Oh no, not Hunter, actually. Who's done with pentagons? You're done with pentagons. Slayer's done with pentagons. Warden is done with pentagons. Should we just do Slayer, Warden? That gives me 1, 3, 0. This gives me 3, 0, 1. So we'd have 4 strength, 3 agility, 1 mana. Which can be problematic on floor 2 of the dragon. By this point, will hopefully be developed. For the Mudlands, oh, we need way more mana there. So maybe we'll just do Dragon's Cave. Just, you know, pure Dragon's Cave. And I like using Cure. I just like Cure and Aid. That's the most effective to me. We'll play Fearless Standard. Are you developed in any other track than healing right now? No. So we're just gonna have lots of health here. We're not gonna have our wonderful fearlessness from aggression, so it's okay. So you have extra agility. We have you on precision. The other agility die was reroll up to 3 of your dice, and I don't really like reroll skills, so I'm just gonna stick with precision there. You're strength-based. You have True Strike that gains you a 4 of any type. Yeah, those are like probably the better of the basic skills. I mean, the other one for strength is you gain 2 strength 3s. And a strength 3 could automatically go in there, but you could also gain a 4 of any type that could go there or somewhere else, but I guess having 2 3s means you have a 3 that can go somewhere else. And 4s don't really help in this encounter, right? Yeah, because those are 5s and 6s. Although with Aid, we could turn it into a 5. But yeah. I like that. So let's play with these 2. Oh, and also, what are these basic skills? Or, sorry, heroic stuff. Reroll your stored die. Store a heroic die when you complete a combat encounter. You may only store 1 die at a time. If you have a 6 in your pool, your partner may reroll any or all of their dice. And roll your stored die. Store a heroic die here when a card becomes experienced. You may only store 1 die at a time. Spend time and prevent damage or poison, and ignore the rule to split damage equally. Okay, yeah, that's fair. Here we go. All right, locked door. We could actually do either option. That's funny. Let's see, Simmer Blast, 3 mana, roll a heroic die, but neither of these characters are mana based, which is unfortunate. It's probably better to pick the lock. Gives me not enough. I could cover the 2 and then not enough here. That is 1 damage and 4 time. If I use Aid, it will lose all the time, or will not lose all the time, rather. But only 1 damage isn't really terrible. I would rather take a damage so I can heal later, because we have a lot of healing here. We have first aid. When a potion is used, heal a damage, and when you descend, heal a damage. So we kind of want to play loose with damage here. And strength. Let's just get Warden's strength spec, I guess. Beetle. Agility, strength, mana. If any boxes are empty, then bad things happen. If any armor boxes are empty, bad things happen. Alright, so currently we can't cover this armor with the mana. We do have good agility here. We do... Oh, we need to cover the armor. That way. So... How do we want to cover this? We cannot precise on this mana too. But we could get a 4 to cover that. The only problem is that we're not covering that 6, but not really a way of doing that without aiding twice. So that is fine. We'll go ahead. Whose strength was this, by the way? Okay, yeah, that was... Oh, I wanted to put all the dice back on. Yeah, we could protect her, but I'm gonna split damage here. So now when we descend, we each have a heal. Yay! This is a very expensive skill, probably not worth. We want mana. Doesn't matter who gets mana. Probably not. I mean, so technically they both have a limit of 1, but with Crafty, they can have an extra skill or item. So let's give the mana to Slayer. These now both have 1 item. And yeah, we can still have the option for having an extra skill if we want it. Rune puzzle. Well, destroying it is the better option. Do we want to use this skill? We have 5 dice. We should be fine. Famous last words, as always. There's a 1. And 3, 3, 4, 6. Well, it's good enough. All right, so agility die, persistence, 2. And Slayer is at the item limit. You don't have crafty, okay. Warden has crafty. Persistence is spend 2 strength dice, roll a strength and a heroic. Kind of a reroll. Kind of... Kind of meh. You're not gaining dice off of this, you're just getting a reroll. And I'm not really fond of the reroll skills. So Slayer can't get that agility die though, and I would kind of prefer you to have agility dice. But I guess for now we can give Warden an agility die, and we can replace that with experience later if needed. All right. Both heroes are at their item limit. Mana potion, which would give us a heal off of cure. And it would kind of fix our mana situation, wouldn't it? We do need mana here. Although we need an ability to roll mana 6s consistently. But I think it's going to be rushed through with 4 dice. So I think I do want momentum. And I didn't need it in the end. So it's only 2 experience, but it's progression to level 2, which gives me a heroic die, right? Whereas with mana, the mana potion, Nah, I would rather level up and get more stuff. The Wraith converts an item to experience. I guess we can convert the agility, especially because there's no agility here. And yeah, let's use this. We don't have much mana, so it's probably better to use that anyway. So we have enough to cover the armor. Man, if only I had the ability to get 2 strength 3s. Well, okay, I could get a heroic off of this. Like, if I convert this to a heroic and then I precise it, this gives me a heroic 5. True Strike gives me a 4 of any type. That gives me a 4. I don't have the 6 covered. That probably doesn't matter. Again, I'm not really too worried about health. And I don't have any other 6s other than this 6 I have here, which isn't the right color. So that's fine. Let's give it to the Warden, even though both are equally healy. Warden can get a strength die. Spend 3 mana to roll 2 agility dice. I don't really like those skills. This will level me up. And a heroic die versus strength die. I think I want that heroic. It also gives me a heal. That's what Cure does, by the way. I was watching On Deck with Pirate Savvy and Dover said that he doesn't understand why we would want to use Cure when healing lets you heal for 2 or 3, whereas Cure only heals you 1. And the thing is that Cure also provides a passive effect where you always heal 1 damage whenever a potion token is used or gained. You could also use it to heal 1 damage anytime, but you really generally never use it directly. You will generally use it whenever you use a potion or gain a potion, and when we level up, we gain a potion token, so when you level up, you heal 1 damage. And when you use another potion, like Aid, you also heal 1 off of that, because of Cure's indirect effect. Which, if you think about like how potion tokens get gained and used, like when you gain a potion token you heal 1, when you use a potion token you heal 1, so you heal 2 in total if you use all of your potion tokens over the course of the game. So it's the same as if you just use healing during a fight versus at the start of a round. So healing is still more healing effective, but Cure allows you to heal and also do something else. So if Pirate Savvy and or Dover are listening, there's my explanation. If you're not, then ignore me. All right, we're doing this. It's another mana potion, by the way, but I want that mana die. This is not a combat encounter. We're not getting experience, so I'm not going to use those. We have 3+1. I'm going to take the risk on running through. Actually, let's use momentum. Just because I do want an extra bit of punch. And it looks like I didn't really need it. Yeah, I didn't need it. Oh well. There to be safe. Let's give this to Slayer because we can precise it. I know that precise is not a verb. I'm pretending it's a verb. Ooh, poison. Spend an agility die, prevent up to 2 time. This is certainly an encounter. We would climb around. We have the same number of agility and mana, but mana 14 is tough. I'd spend 3 time on this. It's worth it. I'm gonna use knowledge because it's a special encounter. So rhythm, if you have a 6 in your pool. So we want to give this die to Slayer. Although I guess it doesn't matter because there's no other dice. And once again, we did not need to use that heroic feat, but oh well. Slayer's at the item limit. I'm gonna take the mana die. We now have a combined 4 mana with a team that didn't have all the mana. That means the boulder. Critical strikes. Change 1 or 2 agility dice into heroics of the same values. Well, this is the last encounter of the floor because we're gonna spend time and there will be nothing to explore. Critical strikes with Slayer seems pretty nice. It's an auto skill, so it's nice. And we might as well go with the route that takes more dice. Oh boy. We do not have a 6 in our pool. We are too short. We're taking 3 damage. We're spending 2 time, which is going to translate to damage. This is probably a time to use aid. I didn't really want to use this potion because we're going to heal when we descend. We're going to take 4 damage right now, which 2 of it's going to get healed. So we're going to be sitting on 2 and 2. I guess that's probably fine. All right, floor 1 is done. Before the encounter, spend 3 time. No agility here. Well, I guess it's good that we have critical strikes. Our useless agility can just turn into heroics that can then be precised. Agility die or spend 2 strength dice to roll 2 agility. I don't like those skills. Slayer's at the item limit, and Slayer was supposed to be the one that's agility focused, but now that's not really the case. I guess we'll just give it to the Warden. Any reason this should go one way or the other? Let's give it to Slayer because we could precise it. Good rolls though, very good rolls. The mana is mostly covered. Strength is almost covered. So if we turn these into heroics, then we're done. That. All right, so let's give Warden an agility die. We completed a combat, so we got that. For the encounter, 1 hero loses a heart. Oh no, consistency though. I want consistency. We're doing this. Warden has way more health. This is a combat, so we're gonna use momentum. When you're playing 2-player 1-deck dungeon and you have a heroic feat that involves a heroic die that you're going to gain at the end of the encounter, you might as well use that heroic feat because you're going to regain that die anyway. And I think it's still Slayer. We're gonna get this consistency. Consistency is a game changer. Hey, Migrant Pete. A little bit of awkwardness here, but that was your agility, right? You could turn that into a heroic 6, yeah, and then that's enough. Yeah! Critical strikes is so good, and consistency is so good too! Invisibility potion. I'm here for the one-liners. You're just jumping between streams tonight. You can't cross the streams, John. I feel like we're actually starting to get so powerful we can fight any encounter we face, so I don't really care about invisibility. Both heroes are at the item limit though, but we could get experience, which will give knowledge, which is good. Are you a god? Are you speaking the truth? Is he speaking the truth? Yes, he does have no thing. All right, what we're gonna do here, we don't really need agility as much, but we do need agility 5 at some point. We have a 2. Not a 4 directly. We have a 5. We have 3s. Do not have a strength 5 or strength 6. If any boxes are empty, spend 2 times. So we have to be mindful of that clause. We have consistency, though. What does that do for us? It doesn't create a 5 or a 6, but it can give us a mana 4. Lude, if someone asks you if you are a god, you say yes. I forgot that line. I'm sorry. It's been a long time since I've watched Ghostbusters. I could also True Strikes to get not an agility. But how are we going to deal with the others? We can precision one of them. Is there an effect that we don't particularly care about? Not sure. I mean, I don't really care too much about time, right? And I could protect her to avoid damage if needed, but trying to think if there's a way I can somehow, but these are 3s. I can't really increase 3s that well. Also, jeez. I could use aid, and I would benefit greatly from that, I think. So it's probably what I'm gonna do. Doesn't matter. All right, that stops the time. Take the experience. Spend time for each one rolled. Armor crush, which doesn't help against, or I guess it does. Never mind. Never mind. What am I talking about? It does. There's armors here. Heroic dice cannot be placed on armor boxes, or not armor, on skull boxes. But this is a heroic die that goes on an armor, so that's fine because those boxes are not skull boxes. Oh. So that would free up some need for agility. Because part of it is, like, we don't really need agility, we just need to get consistent agility numbers. Which consistency, ironically, does not help us. Consistency does not make us consistent there. But if we alleviate the agility need, we don't even need agility as much on the main floor, so we could forego further agility dice. And both heroes are at their item limit anyway, so Warden getting armor crush is the decision there. So we're not going to get experience, but we are completing a combat. We only rolled 1-1. Shoutouts to all the people that say you only ever roll 1s in this game. Oh, this is different. It doesn't count. It's because you were playing the game, Lude. You know insider tricks. Alright, I think consistency with that heroic one. It's only increasing 2 dice, but that gives me something to put there, I guess. Although I guess this isn't right. Well, I guess the mana is not really an issue, right? We have enough mana. The problem is we don't have a strength 6. Oh, actually, no, never mind. We do. We do. We do. Gives precision. Warden will take that. Oh no, it's Plague Rat. Speaking of not needing agility anymore. Ah, persistence again. No. I don't care for that. I mean, I might as well take it because you have a free skill slot, but geez, I don't care for that. We're completing a combat. We're not getting experience. All right, so where does that put us? Probably want consistency. We do have the agility squares covered, so this agility is extra. And the strengths are covered, and the mana's covered. So who said we needed consistency? All right. So you might as well just take that, Warden. So now I think we're at our item and skill limit, so everything goes towards experience. Spend time for each skill you use. Ew. All right, well, momentum and knowledge. Good rolls. So we want to avoid using skills, if we can. We want to use the minimum number of skills. Which doesn't look too good when we don't have a strength 5. I guess we do have a bunch of heroics here, though. We do have strength 3. We have some high manas. We have a heroic 3. To quote the famous John, just cover all the squares. Static Burst is really good. Gain a strength 4 and an agility 4, then increase one of your dice by 1. Well, that can help with getting 5s and 6s. We really want that skill. Who has the mana to pay for that? Both of these heroes barely have any mana. Well, critical strikes and consistency, you're gonna keep those. That's no question. Armor Crush, we want. Persistence, we don't care for. So the answer is Warden wants it. Making a heroic die uses 3 dice and not 2. Alright, so we can ditch the agility. We don't need it as much. That will give you a mana that will help fund Static Burst. Alright. We're gonna get experience. And we're completing a combat. See how momentum is working? We're building momentum here. See, the nice thing is I no longer really care about 1s or 2s because they're gonna turn into 4s. I really want to see 5s and 6s, but I don't care about 1s or 2s anymore. Static Burst, do I need this for? I would like to be able to increase that 4 to a 5. I guess I could also increase this heroic from a 4 to a 5. We have the strengths covered. The agilities, we can consistent them. We also have that heroic, but we don't have, oh, we don't even need Static Bursts. All right, so consistency is good. So we're gonna replace your agility, as long as you don't die off of that, which you shouldn't. Yeah, you didn't. We gained a potion, which, by the way, gaining a potion triggers cure. Rather, we leveled up, which gains us a potion token. Because we gained a potion token, cure lets us heal. We'll heal Warden, so they're both at 1, so when we descend, they'll both heal. We're at level 3. Flame Weave. Basic skill. How important is that? It doesn't get us a 6, but it could Static Burst into a 6. So that's interesting. Slayer doesn't really have use for it, so it's really only Warden that would want that. We're not getting experience, we're completing combat. We're already kind of at the point where we don't care about dice rolls. I think we actually want... I guess it doesn't matter who gets the heroic. Static Burst could increase the heroic by 1, but Precision could increase the heroic by a bunch, so... remember when I said I don't really care about dice rolls? This roll was an attempt to disprove me here. All right, I think Armor Crush, because that Strength 1 isn't doing anything and I can just cover that agility. Static Burst, I'd have to spend all of my mana into that, which is fine because we have no other use for your mana. And that Static Burst gives me a Strength 4 and Agility 4. So if we want to cover the Strength 5, we gotta increase the Strength by 1. Then the Strength is covered and the Agility is covered. Yay! See, this is what makes One Deck Dungeon really great. It's certainly a bit random early on, but as long as you're choosing your skills wisely, it becomes much less important what your rolls are after a certain point. Volumes of dice are important to an extent, but mitigating the randomness is a big skill. So it's not just a boring dice game, it's actually a lot of nice strategery. Warden already knows the skill. Do we want to give the skill to Slayer? Give them both Static Burst? Oh geez, the mana is going to be annoying though. But Critical Strikes, we could change that Agility into a heroic, so it's kind of like spend mana 4 to gain a Strength 4, Heroic 4, and also change one of your Agility into a heroic, and also increase one of your dice by 1. So I think that works fine for Slayer. Clobber Logs or Dodge Logs, we have more strength, so Clobber makes more sense. We have 5 plus 1. We do have to cover the armors, and we have a strength 6 here. And it's also very likely we won't just even roll a 5. That's like seeing an armor 5 on a peril is really scary, because if you don't get a 5 roll, you kind of can't do anything. And all of our skills are not peril skills except for the mana one, Flame Weave, which by the way, we can't use it here because there's no mana route. So yeah, let's go ahead, clobber the logs, and even though it's not a combat, I think I want that safety. And even though I'm not gaining experience, I want that safety because that was a 1. All right, we got a 5, so the armor's covered. Slayer doesn't want to cooperate right now. Warden is giving me the dice I need. I think actually Warden does this all by herself. Just kidding. We need a little bit of Slayer's help. Alright, give that to Slayer. Pit of Spikes. Again, the same situation as before. Strength and agility, no mana. You already have Armor Crush. I don't think Slayer's going to have much use for it, plus Slayer's at their item limit. Or skill limit, rather, and I would prefer Static Burst, really. Yeah, because that gives an increase by 1. The extra armor cover means I don't have to worry about the armors, period. But I'm not really worried about that at this point. I'm worried about the mana. So I'd rather have the mana item. We have no more safeties here, but I think I'll just go ahead and climb around, take the time loss. We got a 6 that can cover the armor. Can we get a 5 as well? We did not. I don't care about that damage though, because we have healing potency. And both of these heroes want mana, which is annoying. Slayer probably wants it a little more, because Warden has Flame Weave, so that helps Warden's mana situation. Valor. I like that skill. Mana's really good right now. Let's slow time. Ironically, by spending a bunch of time, I don't think we're gonna get to level 4 because we just spent a bunch of time in perils. But because of Flame Weave, we should be able. No matter what, even if Warden only rolls 1s, we'll get a 5. Though we didn't really need it. We barely didn't need it, but it doesn't matter. Valor is important. Like, Valor basically replaces the need to have level 4, so it's fine. I might want to explore I do have a damage to play with. I'm gonna explore, so I have an extra encounter on this floor. Flame statues. Both heroes are at their item limit. Both heroes are at their skill limit. Yeah, I'm not gonna get to level 4. So there's no real reason to do this fight unless I want the item or skill more, which I don't. I guess I could take the skill, but both heroes at their skill limit, and I want those skills. So I'm gonna flee, and now I'm gonna take a time damage, so Slayer. When we descend, she'll heal. Chaotic Aura. Oh! 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 We found the combo. We found the combo. If we can survive this encounter. We're taking 11 damage right now. We'll find a way. Trust me. All right, what are we gonna do next? Probably strength 1 to get that, and then cover that with the 4. There's a 3 there we can cover. Consistency? Probably also critical strikes. We can spend a time. We don't need to worry about time as long as we can cover all the agility squares. Guess get Flame Weave. I have the mana covered in a variety of ways. So let's Static Burst, increase a die by 1. So we have 4, 5, 6 right now, so we have the agility focused. Okay, so the agility's done, we gotta focus on the strength now. So that takes care of the big hit, that takes care of the small hit, we've already prevented 1. Well, we can get a heroic here just to completely devastate the ogre. Alright, Chaotic Aura for sure. I mean, consistency is staying. Consistency and Chaotic Aura is a strong combo. This takes 6 mana though, so Static Burst will take 4 of my mana. Critical Strikes takes none of my mana, so I think I'm gonna lose Static Burst. We already have it on Warden. All right, this game is over. We're not on level 4, which means we're not getting all of the check marks. But this match is over. You shall go no farther. All right, Valor first, because that's a roll that gives me new information. All right, so consistency to change my dice into 4s. Chaotic Aura to change 5 dice that are 4s into 6s. Which I have... I have 6 of them. Well, the agility... Or sorry, the heroic for sure. Oh no, there's 5. What am I thinking? There's 5. Of course there's 5. I can't count. I was staring at it thinking I have 6 dice. No, I don't have 6 dice. Change my heroics to... Or change my agilities to heroics. Yes. All right. We now have 3 heroic 6s. Actually, that's not good because I can't place them on skulls, but that might be fine anyway. We still have that there. We still have that there. I need an agility 6. So actually, I can't convert all of them. I got to save 1. So now the 6 boxes are covered. And I can armor crush. So that goes there. I guess that can go there. All right, so now we just got to cover... Oh, right, that one. Got to cover the remainder. just cover all the boxes. All right, one more perfect round and we got it. All right, so what does that do for us? Armor Crush, actually no, let's not even start there. Gotta start with Valor because that gives us new information. Gives me a heroic 3. Then do Armor Crush to cover that up, the agility there. Chaotic Aura needs 6 mana, and that's actually a bit hard with this roll here. Actually, no, never mind, because we can convert those to 4s. And actually, you don't normally want to do this, but we can convert a die down. So we're gonna use 2 of those manas. Change any or all. Yeah, we could basically, we can change all of them, and we probably should, yeah, because that are now all 4s. I can now Chaotic Aura and select 4 and change all of them to 6s. And then again, we critical strikes, but not all of them. Gotta save a heroic for that square. And now we have the 6s for that side. We have an armor 6 that can go there. We could static burst if needed. I mean, as long as we survive this round, we've won. And that survives it, but can we do better? We can Flame Weave, right? Because that's free. Yeah, frees up a 3. We can take a strength out, make it a heroic. So we need 5 more there. We could static burst if we can afford it. The problem is that it gives me an agility that I don't need. So remove the dice again. Let's see. You have all 6s here, so you can't use precision now. If we increase an agility by 1, we'll free up a heroic 6. So let's just play with that idea. I mean, we've won. I just want to win flawlessly. This has to go there, this has to go there, there, and there. So on the mana side, we just need that 3 there. On the strength side, there we go. All right, flawless victory! Yeah! And that is how you win the game. All right, so let's give you that circles that you need, and then fearlessness, I want to focus on that. And then the rest. So your healing is complete, so now the next focus is on aggression, so we'll just throw the circles there. And same for Warden, your healing needs to be finished with that. You need crafty to be finished as well, and then you can put 4 of the circles into fearlessness. All right, now you have crafty, now I have a full healing focus, and now we can focus on aggression. But all right. Slayer and Warden are 11-2 on my side. I feel like I typically play with them together. I don't know why, but Dragon, we won. It's funny, Dragon has 62,000 victories and 165,000 losses. We spent 97 time. We took only 10 damage though, that's pretty good. And there's still significantly more 1s than 5s and 6s. I guess that bug hasn't been fixed. Maybe. Maybe not, I don't know. I will have to ask John about that. John, are you watching? No? Okay. Let's take a look on the Steam page and see whether I am now streaming on One Deck Dungeon. I am, all right. So that took a little bit of time, but that is now officially on One Deck Dungeon. So changing that in Steam does roll over eventually. Thanks for watching, everyone. Hope you enjoyed your stay. It is 9:16, so I am done for the night. If you enjoyed watching this stream, I do stream every Thursday at 7 p.m. on this channel, and as well as for the time being Saturdays at 7 p.m. for Spirit Island Saturdays. So on Saturday, in 2 days, we'll be doing Spirit Island with Migrant P, as well as, Jeff Dugan, that's the person. Jeff Dugan will be streaming with us on Saturday. We'll be playing 3-player Spirit Island. My first experience with 3 players, or 3 spirits rather, so that'll be interesting to see. So check that out on Saturday if you're interested in Spirit Island. Check out my stream next week for the Sentinels of the Multiverse and Spirit Island crossover stream, where we'll play a game of Sodom and a game of Spirit Island, and we'll see how that goes. Check out the other streamers we have on this channel. Every Monday, we have Pirate Savvy and Dover for On Deck, a brother-sister duo that like to win achievements with each other and figure out how to play these games. Every Tuesday is Handelabra Live with John and sometimes Jeremy, 2 of the leads of Handelabra, who like to demo content before it is publicly available. And this past week, John and I actually demoed an Aeon's End expansion, the Nameless, where we got to play with some extra cards in the supply pile, as well as the mage, I don't remember what his name was, but he was the one that let someone gain a spell off of the supply piles and add it to the top of a discard pile, or top of the deck. No, put it in the discard pile of any mage or into any opened breach. That was the options. So that was fun. But yeah, that was this past Tuesday, and I'm sure in the coming Tuesdays there'll be more Aeon's End previews for the Nameless expansion. Thursday at 7 p.m. is Dolphin's Dive with yours truly, where we alternate between all 4, well, not all 4, technically it's 5 games. I alternate between 4 games: Sentinels of the Multiverse, One Deck Dungeon, Aeon's End, and Spirit Island. I've yet to play Bottom of the Ninth, and I'm not sure if I will, but you can find, well, we'll get to that in a second. We'll find every Saturday for the rest of May and probably for the foreseeable future while I remain unemployed over the summer will be Spirit Island Saturdays with me and sometimes John and maybe guests, where we will play Spirit Island. Every Sunday at 7 p.m. is Tales from the Archive with another lit down for storytelling Sentinels. Sentinels of the Multiverse, Bottom of the Ninth, One Deck Dungeon, and Aeon's End are available on Steam, iOS, and Android devices, and Spirit Island is an early access on Steam. You can find more information on those games at Handelabra.com. But for tonight, it's been fun. I got 2 great victories here, had some great chatters, some help and assistance today with the Aeon's End game. It's been great fun. I enjoyed my time, and I hope you did too. Have a good night.